Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? Today I am reacting to Iraq's President Abdul Latif Rashid when he's talking to a French show. He's being interviewed by this French show called Tite à Tite, I think I said it correctly. And I've been told to watch, I've been recommended to watch it and give my opinion on it, so that's what I will do in today's video. And yes, take this as my return video. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to Tete à Tete France 24's flagship interview show. We're in New York City and our guest is the President of Iraq, Abdul Latif Jamal Rashid. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
No, thank you.
I want to begin with obviously the situation in Gaza and in the region. There is talk that there could eventually finally be some peace plan put together. Do you have any hope, or do you think the situation is going to continue to get worse for the people of Gaza?
Well, this situation cannot continue forever.
It kind of has, to be honest. It's been continuing since the beginning, man. When you say forever, what do you mean by forever? You know it will. It will continue.
Every day slaughtering children,
I promise you it will, because it has.
civilians.
Also, it's not the first time it happened. Does he not remember what ISIS did to Iraq? With the 25,000 students killed in one day? Does he not remember? He needs to remember that right now. It can continue. It can continue. Unless there's heavy resistance.
People without food, without medicine. Obviously, I'm hopeful. I hope it will, this plan and this suggestion, which has been now agreed by 142 countries, will eventually be implemented.
Israel has obviously been waging a war in Gaza, has been striking Lebanon, has been striking Syria, Qatar. How concerned are you that Israel could also target your country?
No concern. There's no concern that. I swear if he pisses me off, he better not piss me off. Wallah, I feel like he's gonna piss me off. Please don't piss me off.
Bismillah. The concern is there.
Oh, you bum. Oh my god. He actually pissed me off there. He got it. Congratulations, you have successfully pissed off the whole nation. The concern is there. They tried to bomb the Baghdad airport last year, 2024. I think during the end, whether early 2025 or late 2024. They failed miserably, and they failed miserably. So miserable, the Iraqi factions laughed at them and sent missiles flying towards them. Iraqi factions. Now imagine how embarrassing that is.
But I hope not, because already number of places have been attacked. Lebanon, even Jordan to a certain extent, Gaza continuously.
Oh yeah.
Iran.
Yeah.
Yemen.
Yeah.
So Syria as well. So this turmoil has been going on for some time. And I think the only solution is to establish peace. And
I promise you, there will be no peace. I promise. There will be no peace without justice. Whether you bring justice, then give peace, or there will be no peace overall. Even before October 7, they were living pretty nicely, I would say. A lot better than they're living right now. Yet, one of them had to make a move. Why? Because they want justice. They don't just want peace, they want justice. That's the true peace for them.
Stop the fighting.
Obviously, the issue of security in Iraq has also to do with the U.S. troop withdrawal that has been announced for the end of 2026. It has already begun in Baghdad and Anbar province, I understand. How concerned are you that if the US troops withdraw, the security situation in Iraq will get worse?
Well, the U.S. security in Iraq is by agreement by Iraqi. It's a mutual understanding between the United States and Iraqi government. And if they stay or remain, and if they leave, it has to be by agreement by two sides. The number of troops, U.S. troops in Iraq is much less than what it was. We are grateful for American help and American presence.
American help, yes sir, 100% helping with nothing. Okay, an American presence. Okay, that I kind of agree with.
Especially the troops in fighting terrorism.
I promise you, we did most of the work. I promise. All they tried to do is introduce their fancy equipment into the battlefield. It wasn't that much of help, I promise. Till today, Iraqis are killing head terrorist organizations using tech bought in by the US, sure, given to Iraqis, and yet they still take credit. That's just gay. to a whole nother level.
In fighting outlaws for a long period of time.
They did not fight outlaws, I promise you. I promise you no outlaws. The only outlaw was Jaysh al-Mahdi. And Jaysh al-Mahdi stood strong. Personally.
But probably now we have reached a stage I think we don't need.
We don't want either. I promise you we don't want.
Multinational forces or American forces for a long period of time. And this is really up to the two sides.
For 1 second, we don't need it. We don't want it either. Go ask any Iraqi, I promise you they'll tell you we don't want it. Unless you're asking Noor al-Maliki. That means having fun stealing money.
Is to decide when to leave and when to withdraw.
But some Iraqi politicians or security officials are concerned that if the US troops withdrew, like they did a decade or so ago.
Because those are corrupt, I promise you. I know exactly what he's gonna say. I know exactly what his concern is. I know exactly what he's thinking. Those bombs are corrupt. I studied it. I know them. I know the Iraqi government. And I know where this is heading.
Groups like ISIS or other could re-emerge, take advantage of the voids.
Well, you don't have to listen to every politician. This is
What
the
is your
decision,
opinion?
My opinion is the decision by the two governments.
Yes, but
He's getting pissed off.
Daesh could return.
He said Daesh. He just wants to piss him off. No. Number one, yeah, sure, they could return, but they're not gonna start in Iraq now, are they? No, they won't. They'll try and cross borders, which they will fail miserably. Like their attempt in 2023. I'm pretty sure 2023 the US didn't do anything to that attempt. That attempt had nothing to do with the US. Matter of fact, even this year, an ISIS member crossed the border successfully. Even in 2025, a Syrian ISIS member crossed the border, saw an Iraq flag, tried to take it down. A jet saw him. A training jet saw him. The training jet luckily had live bombs. The dude shattered one on top of the head of that dude. And that dude had died.
At this stage, no.
Why
I
not?
think because Daesh been defeated badly. And
Hell!
Borders are controlled.
Exactly.
And observing the movement of any terrorist organization in the area.
Exactly.
Speaking of people who were captured,
I swear he's just trying to make us look bad. I promise you we're better than anything.
at the time there is the issue of people who were arrested and kept in Syria, especially the Al-Hol camp. I understand Iraq has been taking back many of the people. Now there's a whole movement, including some foreigners, including very recently 47 French citizens. Why is Iraq doing this, and why do you take foreigners back in Iraq and not send them to their own
No,
country?
you are quite right. We have taken serious actions to really limit the number of the people in whole prison. We have taken all the Iraqis, their families, and all the Iraqis back to Iraq.
They're all back
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, all the Iraqis are back. What is left there, either some of them are from outside Iraq, and including European countries, like you mentioned, France. We are appealing to those people to take them back. And if we are taking some, it has been a request of either your government, French government, or understanding with the Iraqi government for a limited period of time. It's not for definite. Probably their conditions were changed regarding the health, the accommodations. So certain decisions are taken about the prisoners. It depends on the circumstances. But eventually, we are trying to close that camp, because the camp, if it remains on the border, is a serious threat to both countries, to Syria and to Iraq, maybe even to Turkey.
Speaking of Turkey, there was a big development. The PKK group has agreed to disarm, to disband. Much of their militaries were working from northern Iraq. How important is this, and is the disarmament actually going on Iraqi soil?
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes, this has been taken, and I think that's a very positive development by
I agree. I
Turkey.
really do agree.
As regard to PKK. I'm sure everybody knows what PKK stands for.
Yes, we
And
do.
with the PKK has decided to lay arms, and they are expecting
Finally.
some more development regarding legislations for going back to Turkey and the conditions that are going back to Turkey. But this is all positive, and I think the situation has improved a lot, and both sides, as far as I hear and as far as we are observing, are optimistic about the outcome.
There was the short war between Israel and Iran with the involvement at the end of the United States. Do you fear that this could happen again? European countries have said they want sanctions back on Iran because of its nuclear program.
Well, I hope not. And we do hear statements by Iranian governments that they are not interested in nuclear arms or nuclear military development.
We can tell this guy's trying to protect Iran. Is it because of Abbas al-Iraqi? Is it because of him? I promise you, if it is, I will personally change his name to Iranchi, bro. Who the hell named him Iraqchi? Someone needs to change his name.
Even yesterday, the president stated at the UN. I hope not. But that was an attack, military attack, or actually bomb by United States and Israel on Iranian nuclear facilities. We hope not. And what we hear that from the news, I mean, nobody can predict what Israeli government do these days. No one can predict. But from what we hear, the situation is quiet.
I want to get to more the political situation in Iraq. There is the issue of the Popular Mobilization Forces, PMF, the militias, as they're sometimes described. There was supposed to be a law to make them more formally part of the state. This was withdrawn because of U.S. pressure. Do you regret that this law has not been passed? And do you believe that they are, as the U.S. say, a problem, a destabilizing force for your country?
It is not a militia force. It's part of Iraqi security force. And they were established to fight Daesh, terror. And it has remained to fight.
I would like to repeat that. Hold on. Okay, so this is talking about Al-Hashd al-Sha'bi. I've never heard their name in English, actually. I never have. I've always just called them Hashd al-Sha'bi. So yeah, they were actually made to defend Iraq, but I don't think they're just stabilizing, really. Yeah, no, they're not destabilizing.
There was supposed to be a law to make them, say, a problem, a destabilizing force for your country.
It is not a militia force. It's part of Iraqi security force, and they were established to fight Daesh, terror, and it has remained to fight terror if they exist again. Regarding the law, I think one of the main reasons was withdrawn because we have declared we are going to parliament, an election. We didn't want any decision to affect the parliamentary procedure because our election is in November, and that was declared only a short while ago. So I think we need a law either to keep it as a one unit or to include it within the Iraqi army.
But you know that the US was against this because they considered that they're not part of Iraq's security apparatus, that they are pro-Iranian groups that are...
Number one, Hashd al-Sha'bi has many, not just pro-Iranian, you bum. Whoa! Whoa, man, that actually pissed me off. Okay, look. Hashd al-Sha'bi is not only pro-Iranian, bro. They have many. Many of them are against Iran. Many of them are with Iran. And if you ask me, I think it makes sense why they're with Iran. And me personally, I'm against Iran. And I say it makes sense why they're with Iran. Man, this dude. Okay, Brody, first off, you're listening to the West. That's a whole nother nation that has fought against the nation that you're talking to the president of. Man, you're actually completely off. At least ask the right question, man. At least ask the right question.
Destabilizing Iraq on behalf of Tehran.
That's some of these are comments.
You disagree with that?
Because it is part of Iraqi security forces. We have security forces similar to Iraqi army, similar to...
Also, Hashd al-Sha'bi is not a force, they're a service. They're not a force.
Peshmerga, which is part of Iraqi security forces.
Speaking of Peshmerga, there have been tensions for many years, including recently between the Kurdistan regional government and the central government in Baghdad.
Matter of fact, if you even want, I can pull up a video where the governor, you could say, of that Kurdish region, he said the Kurdistan region is a part of Iraq. Arbil is Iraqi and Kurdistan is Iraqi. He never said Kurdistan separate. He never said Arbil separate. He said we're all Iraq.
Disputes over the payment of salaries of civil servants, over the possibility to export oil from Kurdistan to Turkey. There have been negotiations. Are the problems between Erbil and Baghdad about to be solved once and for all?
Well, I don't call it tension. I call it sometimes
disagreements.
Kurdistan regional government is part of Iraqi Republic, and the federal government is continuously in touch and in talk and dialogue, whether you call it negotiation or just dialogue, with the KRG and the central government. But I have some good news for you. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, they reached a final decision to export oil. And I'm sure by exporting oil and the pipelines, if they deliver oil, then the problem with the salaries and with the financial situations for KRG can be easily solved.
Last question, Mr. President. You mentioned elections. They are around the corner, just a few weeks away. Do you believe that there will be free and fair elections? And what is your response to some parties that have said, we are not going to the election, we're going to boycott the election because we don't trust
it? Not many parties. Maybe some, you have heard it from some individuals. Yeah, I agree with you. But really, majority of the population have accepted to go for election, and we are making sure that this election is fair, democratic, and observed by number of organizations. And it's my duty to make sure that the election is going to be fair and clean and democratic on the time which we have decided to have election.
Mr. President, thank you very much for being our guest here on France 24. And thank you for watching this edition of Tête à Tête from...
And thank you for successfully pissing me and the president off. Well, this was my opinion. He did piss me off quite a few times. Also, I couldn't help but notice that this Iraqi flag looks different from mine. Hold on, wait, let me look closer. These are two different flags, man. These are two different Iraqi flags. Does Iraq's flag change and I missed it or something? Hey, no way, Iraq's flag changed and I actually missed it. I think I did. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope I'll see you guys in the next one, coming out very soon. All videos will start on this week, so watch out for this week.